7. Dark side of tomatoes. You may not be aware of this, but tomatoes are one of the most widely consumed fruits in the world. They're delicious, versatile, and can be added to pretty much any meal. But what if I told you that this seemingly healthy food could potentially harm your health? Unfortunately, there is a dark side to tomatoes that many people don't know about. In today's video, we'll reveal 7 scary facts about tomatoes that you never knew you needed to know. So make sure to watch until the end to find out what they are. And don't forget to share this video with your friends and family so they, too, can learn about the potential dangers of tomatoes. Number 1. Tomatoes can cause sunburn. If you love to lay out in the sun and get a nice, healthy tan, then you might want to think twice before indulging in some juicy tomatoes. That's because tomatoes contain a compound called lycopene, which is what gives them their red color. Lycopene is a type of carotenoid, which are pigments that are found in fruits and vegetables. While carotenoids are generally beneficial for health, lycopene has been shown to have a phototoxic effect when it comes into contact with skin and is exposed to sunlight. This means that it can increase your risk of getting sunburn. If you want to enjoy your tomatoes without worrying about getting burnt, it's best to consume them cooked or processed. That way, the lycopene won't be able to reach your skin and cause any problems. No, 2. Tomatoes can lead to an increased risk of prostate cancer. Tomatoes are high in lycopene, a carotenoid that has been associated with a reduced risk of certain cancers, including prostate cancer. However, studies have shown that consuming large amounts of raw tomatoes may actually do the opposite and lead to an increased risk of prostate cancer. One study published in the Journal of Nutrition, for example, found that men who consumed more than 10 servings of raw tomato products per week had a 19% higher risk of developing prostate cancer than those who consumed less. On the other hand, cooked tomato consumption was not associated with an increased risk. So if you're worried about your prostate health, it's probably best to stick to cooked tomatoes and tomato products. 3. Tomatoes may cause an increase in blood pressure. For those with hypertension or other blood pressure issues, tomatoes may not be the best choice. Tomatoes contain a compound called solanine, which has been known to cause an increase in blood pressure. Solanine is a naturally occurring neurotoxin found in all parts of the tomato plant, including the green parts. While it is generally safe for most people to consume small amounts of solanine, those with high blood pressure may want to be more cautious. Consuming too much solanine has been linked to symptoms such as headaches, nausea, and in severe cases, even death. To reduce the risk of experiencing these symptoms, it's important to cook tomatoes thoroughly and avoid consuming the green parts of the plant. Additionally, those with hypertension should monitor their tomato intake and speak with their doctor if they have any concerns. 4. Tomatoes can interfere with medications. Tomatoes are a popular addition to many diets, but they may not be a good choice for those taking certain medications. That's because tomatoes are high in potassium, which can interfere with some medications and cause unwanted side effects. For example, potassium can interact with diuretics, which are commonly used to treat conditions like hypertension and heart failure. When potassium levels are too high, diuretics may not work as effectively, leading to fluid retention and other complications. Additionally, high potassium levels can also interact with medications used to treat arrhythmias, making them less effective. If you're taking any medications, it's important to talk to your doctor or pharmacist before adding lots of tomatoes to your diet. They can help you determine whether tomatoes are safe for you and advise you on the appropriate amount to consume. No. 5. Tomatoes can be poisonous. While we all know that tomatoes are a delicious and nutritious addition to our meals, did you know that they can also be poisonous? That's right. Unripe tomatoes contain a compound called solanine, which can make you feel very sick if consumed in large enough amounts. Symptoms may include headaches, fever, hallucinations, and in severe cases, even death. What's worse, cooking unripe tomatoes does not break down this compound, so it's important to only eat ripe tomatoes that are red in color. But even if you stick to ripe tomatoes, it's still important to be aware of the potential risks. That's because some people may be more sensitive to tomatoes than others and may experience allergic reactions or other adverse effects. If you notice any negative symptoms after eating tomatoes, it's important to seek medical attention right away. 6. Tomatoes can cause an increase in cholesterol. Tomatoes are a great source of nutrients and can be a healthy addition to your diet. However, they may not be the best choice if you're trying to lower your cholesterol levels. That's because tomatoes are high in saturated fat, which has been shown to raise LDL or bad cholesterol levels. One study published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition found that consuming tomato juice increased LDL cholesterol levels by up to 14%. While this may not seem like a significant increase, it can make a big difference if you're already at risk for heart disease. To keep your cholesterol levels in check, it's important to monitor your intake of saturated fat. You may want to consider cooking with olive oil instead of butter or shortening and choosing lean, protein sources like chicken breast over fatty cuts of meat. 7. Tomatoes are high in oxalates. If you're one of the millions of people who suffer from kidney stones, then you may want to think twice before indulging in a juicy tomato. That's because tomatoes are high in oxalates, which are compounds that can bind to calcium in the urine and form kidney stones. One study published in the Journal of Urological Research found that a diet high in oxalates increased the risk of kidney stone formation by up to 4 times. While consuming tomatoes in moderation is unlikely to cause problems for most people, those at risk of kidney stones may want to limit their intake. There are several other foods that are high in oxalates, such as spinach and beets, so it's important to be aware of your overall dietary intake. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like and share for more informative content.